Alright, welcome back to another episode review of The Flash. I gotta say, this episode still had things that bothered me, but on a whole, I like this a lot more than the previous episode. Which, still, the previous episode of The Flash still had a lot of things that was bad in it, but I forgave it. It's a lot like in here, only there was a lot of less bad things in here, and it's obviously the CW level relationship shit, which I'm talking about. Thankfully, it's not as bad as before in the previous episode, but we also have to look at the other stuff, which mostly focuses on Ronnie Raymond. And there's some romantic stuff in here that really works. So, without further ado, let's talk about the bad of this episode firsthand. Let's talk about the bad in this episode. I just don't care about Linda Park and Barry Allen. It's the same thing of like when you see Olicity and all the other relationships with Oliver. We know what the end game is, people. Stop blocking us. Stop making this romantic tension. Also, I really don't care about Linda Park's personality in here. She's like, oh, I'm feisty and I'm very sarcastic and witty. Wow, I could not hate your character more. You can do that with a character and I can like it. But that character went overboard. I don't know if it was the writing or the actress's fault for that, but wow, I just did not... And I know Linda Park in the comics is like that. She can be very witty and sarcastic and, be like that, but she could rein herself in. She knew the appropriate times. And plus, she gets pissed off at Barry for running out all the time, and when he says he's got to police work, okay, and, she calls bullshit on him, at least, she would have to understand that, Barry works as a forensics, he works for forensics, the police station, so she would know that he would have to step out on crimes most of the time. Why get pissed off at that? But then again, Barry didn't really give up a good explanation, so I'm gonna call that one even on that one. But yeah, also, this is the thing that made me go, oh my god, no, was the moment with Iris and Linda, where Iris subconsciously tells subconsciously, there's the word, subconsciously tells Linda, why, to leave Barry alone. And then, thankfully, Barry calls bullshit on her, is like, then, you want me to be with somebody, then, don't try to make me feel alone. Not only that, he also, what I found was completely stupid, was when he says, look, go out with me or I'll eat this ghost pepper, which could kill me. Yeah, that's a great way to get your girlfriend back, guys. She break up with you? Eat a ghost pepper in front of her. You caught her with your best friend? Eat a ghost pepper. That'll fix everything. Fucking Christ, that was stupid. But also, the whole thing with Iris being subconsciously jealous of Barry, yeah, do not care. Do not care. But, you know what I do care about? The rest of this episode. And that, the stuff with Barry and Linda was only like, 15%? On a whole, this was actually, I really enjoyed this episode. Like, there was a lot of great moments in here. Especially the focus on, this is obviously the focus on, Firestorm, them trying to separate Ronnie Raymond and Martin Stein from the, as a whole. And there's also a great joke where I laughed out loud with, it was a stupid pun, but I'm so happy they got away with it, where Barry runs up to Firestorm as the Flash, and he's like, Professor Stein, I don't want to hurt you before you, whoosh, flame on. I was like, huh, you got away with that. Also, I've been meaning to bring this up, is it just me or does Firestorm look a lot like, when he has his hands and his head's on fire? Is it just me or does it look like the regeneration scene, for the Doctor? Like, the regeneration energy. Like, any second now, I'm gonna see, like, Ronnie regenerating to somebody else. And that's the other thing. Robbie Amell, kudos to you, man. He is really good at playing this old man trapped in a young man's body. I thought he did a really goddamn good job in this episode. Props to him. I mean, yeah, we saw little snippets of him every now and again, but on a whole, this is the first time we see him as this character. Ronnie Raymond playing Martin Stein. Well, Martin Stein in this old body. And there's just some great moments in here. Also, can I just bring up how convenient everything goes out of that one day? Martin Stein just happened to be on the same train as Barry Allen, and then he just so happened... I just feel like everything was just so convenient. Like, how that all plays out. Like, Barry Allen was the, Barry Allen met Martin Stein the same day the accelerator exploded. It was also the same day he encountered, Hartley Ratherton. I don't know, I just find that's not bad, I just find it kind of funny that everything kind of coincides in one day. Rather one night, really. Anyway, I love the moment where where Firestorm confronts Martin Stein in Ronnie's body, actually meets his wife again. It's a beautiful scene because she says, "What's my favorite color?" And he says, "You could never decide, so you pick stripe." And he's just breaking down like, "God, I did not want you to see me like this. Please just go away." And she's like, "I see you, and she's begging Stein to go to Star Labs. It's a beautiful, heart-wrenching scene. I loved it. Meanwhile, we have Cisco and Joe. That should be their theme, because Cisco and Joe team up to figure out Barry Allen's, the night of what happened, which we already figured out. Let's face it, we already figured it out. But can I bring up one moment in here? I mean, yeah, they're using advanced science, and it was kind of ridiculous, but it's a TV show where a guy runs fast, so I'll forgive it. In fact, I was about to say, that's kind of bullshit, but then I said, oh yeah, this is a show with a guy in a red costume running fast. Never mind, continue on. Of how they did the whole whole holographic imaging thing. But yeah, here's the one thing that I have to bring up. And this is in all seriousness, because this is something that just kind of irked me. They discover that there's blood on the wall. And they was like, well, we were so concerned about, Barry's dad being the killer, we didn't really look around the house. No, that's what you do as a cop. Police officers scan the whole room to figure out the crime scene. They would have gone, if this was a real crime scene, they would have gone through everything and seen the, blood on the wall. They would have seen that on the other opposite wall. So that's complete BS that they just they completely focused all their time in one room rather than go through the other parts of the room and try to get a better sense of what happened, rather than just focus all on one room. I just kind of find that BS. But it was kind of cool how they're bringing in time travel, especially how they're going to handle that next episode. So they find out, yeah, it's Barry's blood. So that whole thing I said in episode 1 of, oh yeah, Barry and Reverse Flash ran back in time to they literally ran back in time, so this is going to be a lot of fun. What else? I really do also like how Cisco and Joe played off each other. It's almost like it comes off like a buddy cop like a buddy cop story. And I really like how Joe consistently still suspects something of Dr. Wells, and how he kind of convinces Cisco of that. So I really like that, and also I'm kind of curious what this whole timetable Wells is talking about and why he's willing to sacrifice some of his speed energy. Really curious to see what's gonna go on there. I don't know, but yeah. Another thing that really just got me, that just really pulled on me, was the moment between Caitlin and Martin Stein, who's still in Ronnie's body. And he says, I have some of his memories in my head too, and they're talking, and he says, look, I have some memories in my head, and there's one point where I took you to this park, and she says, yeah, that's the day Ronnie proposed to me, and he says he loves you very much, and I can understand why. Again, Robbie Amell, good on you, man. You really sell every line you're in as this character. Once again, he really knocked it out of the park with playing an old man trapped in a young man's body. Like how he does the inflections, how he does, how he just does with the hand motions. I know that's kind of a minute thing, but how he kind of holds his interlaces his fingers together and how he kind of enunciates things like a prim and very proper professor. So, yeah, try and say that 3 times fast. Prim, proper professor. See, I can't do it once. But anyway, also, I love that nuclear reactor of how it's really just part of the Firestorm costume. I was like, oh, that's so ridiculous, it's awesome. And that cliffhanger of the bomb going off and seeing more Wade Eiling is going to be nothing short of amazing. On a whole, despite the Barry and Linda stuff with Iris, do not care about that. On a whole, this is actually a really freaking good episode. This is actually a pretty good episode. The storytelling was very well done. Yeah, everyone carried themselves very well in here. And again, all the Firestorm stuff, which is the more focused than the Barry and Linda stuff. It is more focused on, Firestorm and trying to separate them. It's very well done. So, yeah. So you guys tell me, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? And what do you guys think is going to happen next? Because it looks like we're really going to delve more into time travel. So really excited to see that. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.